Welcome back to the Britannia Coin Company. We're a coin dealer based in Royal Wootton Bassett in the UK. Valuing a coin collection can be a really daunting task and quite tough even for a seasoned coin collector. So for someone that's just inherited or been given a collection of coins, this might seem insurmountable. In today's video, we're going to be giving you advice on how you can value your coins yourself. If you've been presented with an organised, annotated collection, then that's a great start. You can completely skip step number one, which is sort and organise. This will vary widely depending on the type of collection that you want to value. We can break UK time periods down into four vaguer areas. There are post-1971 modern coins, pre-decimal milled coinage, hammered coins, and then ancient coins. With coins from the rest of the world, then perhaps split these by continent or country, and then by time period, depending on the volume of them. For selling these from the UK, you have some options. If they are current or recent legal tender, some can be exchanged through foreign exchanges, or they can just be bagged up and sold by weight. If there are any precious metal or rarer coins, then these will be ones that's worth fishing out and selling individually, but we'll get back to identifying these in a bit. Once you have your coins all sorted and organised, the next step is determining where the value for each coin will be derived from. The most basic is of course their face value. This will be applicable more for modern circulating coins. With these you'll want to check through which coins are rarer so that you can put them aside, and we did a video in the past covering what the rarest circulating coins are, which will be a good start for you. It's worth noting that many collectors will have date runs, an example of each coin minted in each year, and some of these won't have value over that of their denomination, so those that are really common are not worth an awful lot themselves. They can be spent or paid into the bank. Some coins withdrawn from circulation recently, like the old round pound coin, or the larger, older 5p's, 10p's and 50p's, can still be taken to a bank and cashed in at their face value. One pitfall to avoid is the assumption that coins no longer circulating will be rare and valuable. Take the old round pound coins for example. It's really only a few of the many designs which are going to be of interest, as many of them were incredibly highly minted and they're still very easy to get your hands on. There is also the precious metal value to consider. This will be silver, gold, platinum and other precious metals. This can be identified as with modern coins. Most of them will come with presentation boxes and certificates of authenticity. With older pre-decimal coins, it's those minted before 1947, which are 50% silver, and then pre-1920 for 0.925 sterling silver. For your wider world coins, this might take a bit longer to sift through, as without documentation or presentation cases detailing what the coins are, you'll need to identify each coin individually. You can do this with a good reference book, which are readily available to purchase, or by using one of the numerous online coin databases to pull up each coin and determine if it's rare or made of precious metal. Many countries stopped using different precious metals in their coinage at different times in history, so perhaps if you have a lot of a specific country, it would be best to do some research into the history of that country's coinage, so you can learn key dates for the precious metals and rarer years or variants of the coins before you start. So by now you should have some nice organisation forming, and it's time to determine what coins have numismatic or collector's value. This is the premium over that of their currency value or their precious metal value that a collector will pay to own that coin. This can be done in a number of ways. If you have purchased reference books, then these will be able to give you a steer, but will depend on how recently that book has been updated, as prices do fluctuate over time. Another way is to have a look online and see what coins are selling for. Now another pitfall to avoid is looking at what coins are being listed at. Whether that's on a coin dealer's website or a more broader auction site, the challenge here is that, especially with sites like eBay, you can list whatever you want for whatever price you want to. It doesn't mean it's worth that much. We recently did a video doing a deep dive into the news circulating of the Brexit 50p selling for £10,000, and we explained how that's all just nonsense and to be totally ignored. You want to check on a website that you can actually see what the coins are selling for, and not just the one sale but multiples, so that you can take an average over time rather than that one-off sale that bucks the trend selling for considerably more or considerably less than the market price. Linked to this is looking out for key years, variants of designs, and error coins. This can get a little bit more complex, so be sure to reach out for assistance or do further reading if you think you've come across something that is a bit rarer than the rest. Again, there's a lot of nonsense to be found just within circulating UK coinage regarding errors that aren't really errors, combined with the confusion over damage that has been done to a coin after it's been minted. You do really need to do some research and dig a little deeper with these coins. After you've removed everything of value, then you'll be left with piles of common coins, and these you might be better off taking a valuation as to what they're selling for by weight, whether that's old pre-decimal UK coins or a mixture of coins from around the world that can't be exchanged. Again, you can have a look online at what various weights of certain coins are selling for to get the value of this. Obviously, bearing in mind that if coins are kept in flips or slips, then the additional weight of these shouldn't be included. Something else you'll need to factor into the valuation, specifically for coins of interest individually, is the condition of that coin. Now, with a circulating coin, there is an expectation that there may be some dings to a coin as it's been bumped around whilst being used and changed over a period of time. Proof or brilliant uncirculated coins, though, are struck to higher qualities than circulated coins, and scratches, toning or other damage could have an impact to the value. For those with more experience, you may know about grading coins. This is a process by which a coin is given a quantifiable grade pertaining to the condition that it's in. Grading companies have complex multiple levels within different ranges to determine the condition of a coin, but with a little bit of reading and research, you should be able to get an idea of roughly what determines the grade of a coin and steer yourself in the right direction to get a realistic valuation. If all that sounded like hard work to you, then there is always the option to take your coins to a coin dealer who will be able to offer you a price on a collection too, without the hassle of going through it yourself. However, there are some tips if you're taking this avenue though. Firstly, be conscious that it takes a lot of time and effort to go through a large collection of coins, and this means it will usually come at a cost. Now, at the Britannia Coin Company, we refund that cost if you decide to sell it to us, but the cost and whether that's refundable in certain circumstances will vary depending which dealer you're using. In a lot of cases, a dealer will need to have the collection in person to go through a thorough valuation. Sending emails with images or lists of bulk lots of coins may not be enough to provide a valuation. It is always best to have a cursory sort of your coins as well. It makes it much easier to get a fair valuation for your coins if you bring it in to see us. You also have to consider that a dealer needs to be able to sell the coins on and make a margin. With business costs to be covered, it means that you won't get the full retail value of the coins, as that's the price the dealer will be selling at. It may be a good idea to have at least a general idea as to a ballpark figure you feel the collection is worth though, but don't be unrealistic in your expectations of prices though. The Britannia Coin Company is part of the BNTA, the British Numismatic Trade Association, which among other things ensures fairness in the trade, but not all dealers are as fair with their pricing, so be sure to do your research into a dealer before approaching them. I've also got some tips on things to ensure the highest value for your collection, and these will be worth taking note of. Firstly, do not clean the coins. It is easy for those without prior interest in numismatics to think that collectors will pay more for a nice shiny coin, and in some cases that is true, but rudimentary cleaning of coins will damage the surface of the coin and devalue it. Even if you can't see it with your naked eye, micro scratches and damage to the coin can be visible under magnification. Now, this isn't an issue if you don't plan to sell the coins or use them as an investment, but if you're looking to eventually sell up, then it's best to leave the coins as they are. Keep the coins in their presentation boxes and any documentation together. You may come across the odd silver-proof coin that's either loose or it's in a capsule, and if you don't have the rest of the packaging, then there isn't much you can do about that. But if you do have them all, then you'll be able to achieve a much higher value keeping them all together, so don't mix them up. Handle the coins carefully. Again, previously circulated coins will have passed through many hands already, and one more pair of hands isn't going to have all that much of a detriment. But numismatically interesting coins, rare coins, proof coins should be handled with much care. There are chemicals in your skin which will have an effect on the coins over time. If the coins are in capsules, then it's probably best to leave them in that. And if not, handle with cotton gloves and do try to avoid touching the faces of the coins as best you can. Also be careful how you're storing the coins. It might take a while to go through a whole collection to value it, so make sure if you're taking a break from valuing it, that all potentially valuable coins should be looked after. Leaving them in places where the temperature varies considerably, like a loft or a garage, is not going to be a good idea. Equally, the effect of direct sunlight can be a detriment too, and this will affect your coins if you leave them out in a sunny place. Be mindful of your security as well. It might be a good idea to invest in a secure way of storing some of the higher value coins in case the worst is to happen. Also be wary of fake or replica coins. Sometimes it's easier to spot this. The word copy or other identifiable markers may have been minted onto it. But if you find in a coin collection a coin that's unbelievably rare, then approach it with some scrutiny. Some coins will attract huge price tags, and individuals are likely to try and create counterfeits to sell them on to unwitting buyers. It might not be as nefarious as that though, as if a coin is really rare and valuable, then someone might have bought a replica of that coin just to be a placeholder in their collection for the time being. So the more research you can do, the more likely your valuation is going to be accurate. So take some time and make sure you're getting the information from the right places. Be sure to leave some tips and tricks down in the comments if you've got some advice for someone valuing their collection of coins as well. Be sure to check out the links in the description over to our website for some of the coins that have been featured in today's video. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, it means you won't miss out on any of our future uploads, and it's free to do, so why not? You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post lots of pictures of our coins. We're on Twitter and TikTok. We have our shop and online store, and I'll see you next time for more amazing coins from the Britannia Coin Company.